Hey everyone, welcome back to another bullet train devlog. This week, again, quite a bit of progress was done, so let's get right to it. The first change is maybe already here visible a bit, but will be way more visible in the levels. I tested around a bit more with the visuals for the game and found this outline optic to be quite interesting, and for now I quite like it, so I think I will work with that for now. There are still a few issues with the outline being on several texts or 2D elements, which I'm not the biggest fan of. I will still try to get rid of that in the future. The second adjustment is that train bullets can now actually hit critically. Every weapon has a certain crit chance, and if a crit happens, it is visually a bit different. So as you saw right here, and it will increase the damage of the weapon by 50% for the crit. These are of course values that can again be increased with orbs, both the crit chance and the crit damage. The orbs for that are not yet implemented, but this will be a future point for me. Another new addition are flying enemies. Currently they spawn without any weapons on them yet, but they have all the logic similar to the towers on the floor, so they can also have weapons in the future, which will be able to pose challenges for the train. Now, with these flying enemies, there is of course the question, how do you actually get to them? Because currently the weapons I have on my train at the start of the run are not able to target them, but I also changed how the turrets and in the future some other weapons will work. Turrets are now actually aimable. Wherever I will point my mouse cursor, the turret will shoot at. So this way I'm also able to target enemies that are above, but also change up my targets. For example, if I want to shoot at something that is further away, I will now be able to do that. With a simple right click, I can still also let the turret shoot automatically, but there is always the option that I choose targeting manually. This currently will be only available for some weapons which have the targeted ability. However, I can also see there that there could be orbs that also weapons that are not using the targeted mode will be able to then be shot targeted as well. So again, another interesting choice for my players. Targeting also allows me to create some more interesting enemy interactions, which I'm especially looking forward. As last point, I also added new track pickups. Currently I place them manually just that there's an overview, but these will then be also available either with upgrades or just in later levels. This was done because I thought that only having scrap as motivation to switch lanes might be a bit boring, so I also introduced the general damage upgrade, which will increase your damage for 3 seconds, a general health upgrade so that you can replenish health, because currently that would not happen automatically anymore, then the 3 different elemental types, so ice damage, fire damage and nature damage increase, as well as a general maximum health upgrade. I think this can be a special interesting point because it really will impact your entire run. So with this I will get more health points. Also, generally I continued working on the environment a bit more. I think some new additions are these slow moving windmills. I don't think I had them last week. And also in general just placing a few more fields and also some cards, but still work in progress, but just continually working on it to get a more and more coherent feel for the game. And I think that is already everything that I was working on last week. For next week, I want to focus on doing some more with those flying enemies. I think I really like the idea of them, but now I need to actually do something with them. Then I want to start working on the boss of this area. I already wanted to do this week, but then some other stuff felt more important. One thing I also neglected quite a bit in the last few updates are playtests. I want to introduce them again, so I can actually see if the changes that I did in the last few weeks are working the way I want them to. So there will also likely be an update on that next week. But until then, as always, if you have any suggestions or ideas or questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. Otherwise, I will see you next week.